Welcome to the Cozy Little Library today with your Clean Reads Book Buddy. Today I have an amazing stack of 40-ish books in this book called Clean Fiction, Christian Fiction, Cozy Mystery, Middle Grade Nonfiction. I've read or I am reading well over half of these. I do hope that you're able to get quite a few clean book recs for your TBR. Starting out our clean fiction section, The Other Bennet Sister by Janice Hadlow. What if Mary Bennet, the overlooked middle sister in Pride and Prejudice, got to tell her own story? Obviously, I have already started this. I was trying to read this along with the mini series, ended up finishing it because it was so good, and I do need to finish the book. I'm a little over halfway, but I am very excited to finish A Haven on Orchard Lane by Lawana Blackwell, a famed Victorian actress, an estranged daughter, and a quiet coastal village where old wounds finally begin to heal. I am not familiar whatsoever. Summerhaven by Tiffany Odekirk. This is a Regency proper romance. Just read chapter 28 of 38. This was chosen for my Patreon book club for July, but so far it has just been so romantic, so fun, cozy, countryside English in the 1800s. I love it. Behind the Light of Galadwin by Deborah Hathaway. You can see I was just tabbing away. It was very, very cozy. She's the keeper of a Cornish lighthouse. He's the captain who shows up injured on her watch. Seeking Persephone by Sarah M. Eden. I read this a couple years ago. This book is so special to me. I've read it with friends. So much fun. I love this story. A duke with a multitude of scars and a plain wife seeking unconditional love. The first one, The Bartered Bride, a rebellious activist and arranged marriage, and a sailor who just may understand her more than she thinks. And then The Marriage Masquerade, a romance where nothing and no one is quite what they seem. I loved these books. A Worthy Pursuit by Karen Witemeyer. A bounty hunter is sent for a kidnapped girl, but the headmistress who has her is really her protector. This is on the TBR. Please let me know if you've read it. Let me know mainly, is there violence in these? Some of Witemeyer's have just a little bit too much of that for me. So let me know your thoughts on this one. Pretty please. Land of a Thousand Dreams by B.J. Hoff. This is an Irish immigrant family chasing hope and belonging in 19th century America. This is on my TBR. Please let me know your thoughts on this if you have read it. A Stolen Heart by Amanda Cabot. This is book number 1 in the Cimarron Creek trilogy. A woman starting over in the American West finds love may be the one thing she never planned for. This is on my TBR. Let me know if you've read it. Books number 2 and 3 in the Ivy Hill series by Julie Klassen. This one is called The Ladies of Ivy Cottage, and book 3 is The Bride of Ivy Green. I think book number 1 was called The Innkeeper of Ivy Hill or something like that. And it seems like in these as well, there are several ladies that are single for different reasons. They are all different ages and stations. In this one, it seems like they are really looking at the past and have a lot of questions. Where are they going to end up? And I have no idea about book number 3. If you have read this series without spoiling, let us know what you thought. The Amish Ballerina by Rochelle and Wanda Brunstetter. An Amish woman secretly dances ballet, and then she must choose between that passion and her faith. This is on my TBR. I have not read this book nor any of this author. Let me know if you know anything about it. The Lightkeeper's Bride by Colleen Cobble. This is either book number 2 or 3 in the Mercy Falls series. I'm not sure. I did read book number 1 with my book club, but this one is about a Victorian telephone operator who overhears a chilling call, and she finds herself drawn into the mystery of that and to the new lighthouse keeper that's investigating that call, maybe. Twilight at Morrington Cross by Abigail Wilson. I am not familiar with this author at all, but pretty much marry within 30 days or you're going to lose the estate is what this woman is called in Regency era. There's mystery and surprises around every corner, supposedly. Let me know if you have read anything by this author. Love to know. On My Honor by Patti Smith Hall. This is a Heroines of World War II book. A Girl Scout troop helps watch the Outer Banks coastline for German U-boats during World War II. I have not read this yet, and I am a little nervous because after I found it, I looked at some reviews and it seems to be a little grittier than what I was thinking it was going to be. With the Girl Scouts, I thought it was going to be super light, or as light as you can be with a World War II story. But then I heard Morgan kind of ranting about this one, so I'm unsure. Ring of Secrets by Rosanna M. White. I read this at the very start of July for America's birthday. This is a female patriot spy hidden among New York's loyalists. There's mystery, lots of espionage. This happened a lot slower than I thought it was going to. It really went through a lot of the details. Here we have 3 books in the Secrets of Mary's Bookshop series. The first one I have read. These 2 I have not. So the first one is The Writing on the Wall by Elizabeth Maddox, book number 4 in the series, about a crude map that is scratched into the lighthouse wall that may lead to a stolen fortune that has been stolen for over a century. I love that book, gave it 5 stars, highly recommend it. This book is Poetry in Motion. I believe it's book number 7. It's by Kristen Eckhart, and it's supposed to be about a handwritten poem that just may be an early draft of America the Beautiful, but it is stolen. And then I have not read this one either, 1,000 Words by Susan Page Davis. I think it's book 14, about old paintings, a desperate note, and a 50-year-old family mystery. If you've read any books in this series or any Guidepost mysteries, please let us know. Time to share. It is a Guidepost mystery series as well. A different one. It's from the Patchwork, a hidden root cellar full of stolen goods and an old photograph that unravels a decades-old secret. This is by Joanne Brown. This beautiful book is called Masquerade at Middlecrest Abbey by Abigail Wilson. This is a mysterious Gothic regency about Elizabeth who knows that she must protect her heart, but she didn't realize she might have to protect her life. The Fur Trader's Lady by Gabriel Meyer. Supposed to be an 1803 epic journey of a woman desperate to go to the northwestern wilderness. I did find it in a free little library. I am a little nervous about this one. I'm super sensitive to violence. So if you know anything about this one, let me know. Love's a Mystery in Sleepy Hollow, New York by Gabriel Meyer and Ruth Logan Hearn. And Love's a Mystery in Cape Disappointment, Washington by Leslie Gould and Elizabeth Ludwig. There are 2 stories in every book, a historical time and a more current day, but there's a connection and they're usually 100 years apart. I'm slowly trying to find these used and start collecting these Guidepost series that I just love. Books 3, 4, and 5 of the History Detective Club series by Wendy Nugent, American Revolution, Williamsburg. I've read all but this last book, Whom Can We Trust Now? And I'm going to buddy read this soon. These are about Rose and her mom in current day Williamsburg, and Rose gets a hold of a necklace that takes her back to colonial Williamsburg. I was able to find this Nancy Drew number 9 super cheap, so I picked it up. This will be a reread, but it's been many years. This one is The Sign of the Twisted Candles, and it's about Nancy uncovering a decades-old mystery in a crumbling old mansion. Buzzwords for sure. I love a gentle mystery in an old house. Love it. I was excited to find this book number 3 in the My America Hopes Revolutionary War Diary series by Christiana Gregory. I love this series so much, even more than the Dear America books that are set in Revolutionary America, because this girl is a little younger. It's not quite as grotesque. Her diary entries of being in Philadelphia, but it has faith and it just feels so real. Starting our nonfiction, we're going to go a little bit more rapid fire. We've got the Arthurian Handbook by Lacey and Ash. This is 5th century to modern day retellings. Have I read a book like this before? Yes, but I always am up for reading about King Arthur. Heroes of 1776 that I have shown many times. This is a beautiful picture book for kids and adults. The Signers, I did read this for Red, White, and June. Men that were brave enough to sign the Declaration of Independence, what their life was like before and after for signing the Declaration, the American Revolution, and the Culper Spy Ring. Comprehensive books that you can read in under an hour. I purchased this Washington Alive by Ron Chernow, and I was able to read it for Red, White, and June. Fantastic. Just when I would think, you know, like midway, okay, this is maybe a detail I don't really care as much about, then something exciting or extraordinary would happen and I would keep going. I did cry at the end. I annotated and tabbed like a wild woman. I am so glad I read this book. It is worth it. Paul Revere's Ride. I really loved the illustrations in this one. Some of them can be a little dark and too busy. This is that hardcover that I found at the dollar store for like $3. The Founding of America, The Words That Shaped a Nation. It has 20 different very important documents like the Declaration of Independence and speeches. I am very, very, very slow to buy Bible studies or anything like that. So I've been sitting back and listening. I would love your opinion if you have bought the Bible recap or done anything with that. Very concise, but it goes verse by verse. It's packed with so much information. I have been seeing these spiral Bibles, and I'll be honest, at first I did not know what to think about it. This is just the New Testament, and I have never had an ESV version of the Bible, so I was curious. I am not an artist, but I am a note taker, and so I am really excited to go through this. I am really loving it. Yeah, so excited. Thanks so much for watching to the end. Drop me a book emoji in the comments to let me know, and also tell me which books are you adding to your TBR. If you enjoyed this, I'm guessing that you will like this video, and YouTube thinks that you'll like this one. Until next time.